Okay, we start off with the case for change. Can anybody in this room venture a guess at how many members we had 30 years ago here in NALS? Throw out a number. 20,000. Okay, one at a time.
25,000.
Lower. 17? Did I? 17,516 members is what we had 30 years ago. How about 20 years ago?
20,000.
Lower. 10. A little higher. 11,855. 10 years? 10 years ago. Can anyone venture a guess?
7,500.
And I 4,744. 5 years ago. 3,865 members. And now we look at the bottom number. That's how many members we have today. 3,158 members. Do you see a trend here? Yeah. Do we want to change this trend?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. We've been going down a staircase steadily. We need to turn around and go back up the staircase. We need to change. But the way that we're going to do that is with you. You're the change. The change, obviously, we've seen a little bit of it already with the new board that's sitting up here in front of you. The way that we are improving our communications and working directly with the committee volunteers, the chairs of each of those task force and committees. You will definitely, and I think maybe you've already even seen quite a few changes at this conference, and we've just kicked it off. You'll continue to see changes like that throughout this year and in the coming years.
You know, with Karen showing up those figures, we look at that, and what's your first reaction? You go, oh my gosh, what a trend, what a model, and what an unsustainable model. So why are we here? What's the purpose for us to be here? Well, the purpose is, you know, looking at those numbers, we have an urgency to remain relevant. Our organization, in order for us to survive, we've got to remain relevant. Otherwise, that trend will continue the route it's going. What happens? We're gone. That's it. And we can't do it. So, the need for change. Tammy, if you mind to go to the next. Like I was saying, unsustainable model, we can't do that. We can't sustain to survive. So the need for change is here. It's now. And so the board got together starting on Wednesday, and we started looking at the organization and looking at the facets, the strengths and weaknesses. Well, we picked up where the think tank left off with an analysis. And you'll see on the screen there it says SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So as the think tank and as the board has come together now, we did the SWOT analysis on our organization, looking at every facet from products to membership to how we interact with our communities, legally as well as just locally. And we started looking at our strengths. And what are some of our strengths? We've got two great strengths in this organization. Number one, one of our greatest strengths is networking. You think about that right there, that asset we have in the way of networking. I can call, and I have called numerous times, and I've had members call me. In a state, just recently called Lisa Mitchum in Georgia because I had an issue that I was dealing in Georgia that I needed help with. And picked up the phone and was like, Lisa, I need your help. Got this, XYZ, can you help me? Kid you not, within 1 minute, she emailed me back and had the answer for me. I can take that answer to, my boss, and I am, a valuable asset to the organization. Same with every single one of you guys. What an opportunity, what a value that we have. Well, another strength we have is our people. Think about it. Every single one of us. What a great strength we have. We have the expertise. We have the excellence. We have the power to share with the rest of the world. But you know something? Even though we are great centers of excellence, and each one of us has a very brilliant spot, every single one of us has brilliance, we've been too selfish with that brilliance. So what do? We can't keep it on the inside. We got to share that with others.
So when we think about keeping it on the inside and sharing it with others, we think of inward versus outward. As an organization with NALS, we have traditionally been an insider organization where we keep our knowledge and our expertise to ourselves. But it's within our NALS circle. I say this because who would I call if I need something? I call a NALS member, like Carl did. Carl needed something, he called Lisa. Who would you call if you needed a legal question answered? Your first initial response is to call a NALS member. But what if a non-NALS legal professional, I'm talking about one who has never heard of NALS before, what if they have a question? What if they have a question? Who do they call? We're not their first response, are we? We're not the ones because they don't know about us. So when I say inward, please don't misunderstand me. Because as Carl just said, having inward right here, right now, that's a benefit. Because when we need something, we can pick up the phone, we can email, we can do whatever, we can have our answer shortly. But we share our knowledge within NALS into our big circle. But what if we, as NALS, who is an insider organization, went from our insider knowledge to sharing our knowledge outwardly to the world, to anyone with a pulse, not just the 3,100, but with anyone with a pulse. So consider this. What if we as NALS members became co-creators? Did I turn? No. Oh, sorry. Talk to me.
Did you guys hear us up to then?
Did you hear me up to then? so let's think about this. Consider this. What if we as NALS members became co-creative leaders? Taking your expertise, taking your knowledge, and sharing it with the world, even to the point of our retirees. They have information, they have knowledge to share. So we may not realize it, but we do have the answers, don't we? Because we may not know it today, but we know exactly where to go to get those answers. So, today, we have been amazingly selfish with our talents and our expertise by keeping them in the insider. We have been robbing the world, the globe, of our amazing brilliance. So as we go from insider to sharing outwardly, we need each and every one of you to play an active role. We need your brilliance. This is the beginning of a discussion. This is a beginning of a discussion, and we want you to be part of it. So, are you ready to reboot? Are you ready for a fresh start? I know we are. Think about this. I'm going to leave you with this. When you hold your hand out with your fingers extended, do that for me. When you hold your hands out with your fingers extended, how compromised are they? They're actually easy to be separated, to be broken. They're easy. But when you clasp your hands together and intertwine them, there's a bond that's there that's not easily to be penetrated. They all fit together. So I'm going to leave you with this. We're going to take our knowledge, we're going to take our skills, and I want you to come along with us as we, as NALS, become the Candy Crush of the legal industry.
You are our greatest asset. Our greatest asset is each one of you. What you can do is share your greatness, your strengths, your excitement. Share it with the world. Share with the world that we are excited and our future is bright, because it is. Our sustainable model is you, each and every one of you. We've been very selfish with our talents, and we want you all to share your talents with the world. Let them know how excited we are and what numerous amount of talents we have. The reason you are our greatest strength and resource is that you are the answer, and you have each and every one of the answers.
So what are the answers? We know what they are. Shouldn't we share them? There's a whole world out there that gets touched by anything legal. You think, just think about it. You're driving down the car, traffic laws. You are talking to your boss and he asks you a rule question, that's legal. You've got a grandmother who's going into a nursing home and you're thinking about estate planning for yourself because you're realizing life is short. That's legal. It's personal. And so when you think about it, touching the world is a way bigger vision than what we've been doing by hoarding our knowledge and sharing it with just each other. I love our network and I've used it too. But sharing it with your coworkers is going to make your job easier because you're going to have more time and be freed up. Sharing it with your mother so that she can navigate the system keeps her from calling you. I love my mother. But there's so many things that the answers provide. And because you have the answers and the resources that we've already built up as a NALS organization, just keeping that to ourselves obviously is an unsustainable model. The numbers just tell us that. There are different reasons to network. And networking with the world is what we propose is the way we're going to explode what we do and touch the world. And it's way more altruistic than, you know, I love you, Carl, but I want to share it.
I love you too.
Can I share it? Okay. All right. So think about it this way. We've got a lot of committees. We've got a lot of eggs that are all over. Easter's coming. Easter egg basket hunt. So we're looking for all those eggs, and we have a lot of eggs. We have certification. What would certification look like to the world if a certified member was touching someone who was not a member and sharing that knowledge? They are certifiably an expert in something, in their skills, in the knowledge that they've obtained throughout their career and the education that they've obtained and that we've given them and that they've sought out elsewhere. What would it look like if we were touching the world? Education. We are here for education. You guys are here to learn something, and I applaud you for that. It's amazing that you seek this out on your own. The world wants to be educated too. When you go to Google, you're looking for what? Answers, not just information, because there's a lot of information out there.
Worthless information that you have to weed through to find the right answer.
The top hit's not always the answer, is it? Sometimes it's the advertisement. Sometimes it's the shameless plug. Genius Bar, they have answers.
Exactly right. Right. Please come see them.
So please come see them. Think about it's a big world out there. I know it might blow your mind. I want the Memorex commercial. I want you guys to really have your hair blown back by, whoa, and take that back to your chapters and share that. How do we deliver the eggs? Right now, we can't, right?
We can't. Think of it. It's like if you laid a bunch of eggs in this room, an egg for certification, an egg for education, an egg for networking, an egg for this, that, and the other, everything that we have, well, they're all scattered everywhere, and you got to go all sort of different places to get it. Well, how great would it be to have a method to transport and gather all those eggs in one basket, to deliver them to others that are in need of those eggs?
So the tools that you use in the office are the way that you deliver communications, the way you deliver a product, you deliver a filing to the courthouse. Your car is a delivery tool. We know technology is here. Everybody take a look in your purse. I hope your ringers are off. Look at the technology that we use. Look at how even those of us, I'm going to pick on someone. Susan Mano, where are you? There she is. And she's the sweetest woman in the world, and she's super, super knowledgeable in the things that she does, but she was super afraid of technology. And she came to the Genius Bar a couple times, and she sat with me personally, and she's been back a few times, and she sat with Barry Pickering now, and she's not afraid anymore. Even though at first she was a little bit confused, the knowledge that we provided to her got her over that hump. So technology is here, and even Susan embraced it. Even our attorneys sometimes embrace it. So technology is the delivery mechanism by which we know we have to go. This is the future because it's now.
It's the basket.
It's the basket that's going to deliver the certification and the answers. It's going to deliver the education and the answers to the world. Whoa, right? Yeah.
Keep thinking that. Keep thinking. Delivering all this to the world. What does it look like? Everything we have when we share it outside of us.
Mm-hmm. Those are some really big chapter meetings. Wouldn't that be a great problem to have? Too many people? Gotcha. Well, we have a solution. We have an answer. And the answer is this is no longer the typewriter world. This is answers at your fingertips. This is now. This is the solution. This is how we're going to get everyone in the world to be addicted like Candy Crush to the answers we provide. We are the legal Google. Why not? Why not do this? So the things that we want to get out of you guys are kind of, we want not just about the questions that I'm sure you're going to come up with about what we're going to implement, but there's other things too. If there's other insights or other questions that you have that you see all the leaders with all their different skills up here on the stage, and many of you know what the certain expertises are, and even if you don't, one of us will probably have an answer, or we'll find an answer in the room because we had answers in our first session. Other people who had solutions for something that was being proposed. So let's use this time to collaborate.
Yeah, as Audrey mentioned, we have presented this same session yesterday to the chairs and the volunteers on all the task forces. So now we're sharing it with everyone. It's a natural progression of moving it forward, sharing it with the world. Not just the people in this room, but all of those 3,000 members, and that's why we're videotaping it. We want you to go back and share it with your chapters. Success comes from you, though. To make this work, you are the ones with the answers.